Morning, everyone. It's a beautiful day. It's a little bit cloudy, but it's nice. No rain from the looks of it. So I'm just beginning to talk about things every morning. I feel like it's something I should do, something to keep me active on this channel. Hopefully I'll get some more money from it, because it's always good to get some money from YouTube when they pay for ads. Having a nice cup of matcha, actually. I've been weaning off caffeine lately because I feel like caffeine is affecting my sleep. So I went from coffee to matcha for now, and then I'll go to green tea, and then just basically just stop drinking caffeine altogether. A lot of things that have been on my mind lately. I see a lot of people talking about positive vibes, right? People want positive vibes only, good vibes only. It's this very popular term that's being thrown around lately, is just positive vibes. And I'm a bit skeptical, I guess you would say, not on the existence of vibrations, as I'm a person who's in fact very spiritual and open to these concepts, but I'm mostly skeptical as to the fact of what these people consider to be positive vibrations. Well, I think for the most part, I think they're very confused as to what positive and negative even mean. I think a lot of people imply that positive means good, negative means bad. I think that people have that very confused, and they don't seem to understand that negativity. Well, first of all, there's different kinds of energy that exist in the world, right? You have yin and yang, which is in terms of what the physical universe is, it's the foundation of the two separate entities, right? The two separate forces, the polarities, if you will, of the universe and of the physical world. It's what men and women are, cold and hot, etc., etc. So when you think about it in those terms, positive, negative are basically those two concepts of yin and yang, which I feel if you want to live a balanced lifestyle, a happy lifestyle, it's generally common knowledge you have an equal amount of both of them in your life, in terms of how you conduct yourself, how you live your life. And when people say they want positive vibes only, I think they're very misinformed as to what they mean by positive vibes. I don't think they're necessarily implying that they have more yang energy in their lives versus yin. I think they're more talking about in terms of a frequency level, right? There's this notion of having a high frequency in your life, and you sort of strive to achieve a higher frequency, and what that means basically is being attuned to the more singularity of the universe, which is in a sense infinite, right? So you want to keep leveling up your frequency power, which is your artistic power, your general happiness, your joy, your energy, your ability to do good in this world, right? So people who have high energy generally strive for that, right? And people assume that to be positive vibes, which is sort of a misinformation and misdefinition, I think, because we both need positive and negative energy in order to achieve that high frequency. And I'll get into more about what I think there's a discrimination against people who are at a lower frequency. And I think people who are at a lower frequency aren't really there by choice, or they've put themselves in circumstances where they're in that, and sometimes they want to level up and strive for good, which is generally a good thing. They want to strive to achieve a higher level of consciousness, right? And this should be encouraged. And for some people who want the positive vibes only, they'll see this group of people as being beneath them, and they say, cut out these negative people from your life, right? So if you have, let's say, a person who has severe depression and they're lying in bed all day and they can't do anything and they're super depressed, there's two cases of this kind of person. There's the person who wants to level up and get out of this depressive state, and then there's the person who is trapped in this mentality and they don't want to get better. They just want to keep being depressed. They feel it's something that they deserve, right? There's a lot of people like that. I was one of these people who felt like I didn't deserve to enjoy happiness on this earth. And that is, I guess, in their definitions of what negative energy is, that's what it is. It's where you're willfully ignorant to the fact that you can become happy, that you can become high energy. And they force themselves down to a level where they can't go anywhere. So if you're in a depressed state and you want to get to the next level, sometimes the next level isn't necessarily just extreme happiness and joy and bountiful glee where you're skipping and jumping all over the place. The reality is, that the next level could be something that's considered to be a negative emotion. Let's say something as simple as anxiety or anger or frustration or disgust. These are things that are basically the next level after depression. And these are things that if people are in that mindset, they should strive towards. They shouldn't focus on going 0 to 100. It takes a lot of time and a lot of effort. And I feel with this new movement of positive vibes only, no negativity, cut out all negativity, it's almost like a superiority complex, that you feel like you're superior because you're at a high level. And I've noticed this from a lot of people who have achieved a high frequency, but they aren't balanced in other parts of their lives, right? And that's why you see, like, for instance, a lot of high-powered businessmen, they are achieving or forcing themselves, as you would say, to have this high level of frequency, and they're constantly pushing these ideas and constantly creating, constantly doing things, and they're in a constant state of motion. And because they don't have a foundation of balance in their life, you'll see them often get extremely angry in like very sporadic times. They'll just, be completely happy, joyful, smile, and then all of a sudden one thing doesn't go their way and they just freak out and they start throwing shit all over the place. They start throwing their phone against the wall. They start punching walls. And this is an indicator of someone who is unbalanced in their life. And if you want to be at that level of high frequency, you have to start at the foundation and build yourself up there, so that way when you do achieve an extremely high level of consciousness, when things don't go your way or there's people in your life that are negative, it doesn't affect you in the same way, and you don't get brought down to their level because you have that foundation set up. If you don't have a foundation, your entire building collapses, right? And you can talk about the same thing for people who are like environmentally friendly, or people who are fully raw vegan, people who exercise a lot. They have this sense of entitlement or this smugness that they feel like they're superior to all these people who are at the bottom. And again, that's an indicator that they haven't fully built a foundation, because they're forcing themselves up to a level up here when there's some stuff at the bottom that hasn't been worked on, and that's why they're cutting those people out. They don't want to deal with those people because they know that if they interact with those people in any way, shape, or form, their entire structure is going to fall apart and they'll feel miserable, right? And if you want to be one of those people who is striving to do good, you have to work your way up. You can't just force yourself to the top, because everyone wants to be, you know, the next Jesus or the next Buddha, but that's not really how it works. It takes a lot of time, and if you believe in something like reincarnation, it can take millions of years or whatever, right? Or if you want to talk about Scientology, which is a made-up religion, that's ironically what it's all about. It's actually, in fact, very similar to what Buddhism is in some respects. So, again, if you're one of those people that think positive vibes only is the way to go and the way to achieve your happiness, you're going at it the wrong way, because first of all, you're not thinking about your own happiness. You're thinking about other people and where other people are at, and you expect other people to be at your specific level, and sometimes that can distort your view. Sometimes you can actually see someone who is in fact higher in consciousness than you, but because they're at a different frequency, you just assume that, oh, they're different, so that means they're at a low vibration, they're negative energy, they're bad, I would just cut them out, when in fact these people could actually help you level up in a sense, right? So anyway, that's what's been on my mind lately. Maybe tomorrow I'll talk about something different. See ya.